champs right now. Yeah, looking at the champs right now. Y'all know we can stand that ground. You been looking at the champs. That's the attitude. Die a little something that I gotta prove. From the bottom, we just doing what we gotta do. I put that crew on my shoulder, got a lot to lose. Yeah, going for that goalpost. Blowing through the red when the road closed. Y'all know we ain't quitting when we so close. And the victory is really what it's all for. Yeah, looking at the champs right now. Turning up the amps right now. You looking at the champs right now. Y'all know we can stand that ground. You been looking at the champs. Yeah, I'm staying that ground. Yeah, y'all know you been looking at the champs. Yeah, staying ground, going through it, no cap. You been looking at the champs. Yeah, and y'all know you been looking at the champs. Yeah, I can throw the pride. Betting on myself, throw it all down. Yeah, you against me's lights out, and we can handle this right now. I'ma hit 'em with the one. We ain't getting tired, go the hardest. Two, gotta tap into where your heart is. Three, stand up for your people, that's for starters. And four, never sell yourself short on them off. Yeah, looking at the champs right now. Turning up the amps right now. You looking at the champs right now. Y'all know we can stand that ground. You been looking at the champs. Yeah, I'm staying that ground. Y'all know you been looking at the champs. Yeah, staying ground, going through it, no cap. You been looking at the champs. And y'all know you been looking at the champs.
Is going on? Hello, welcome to another episode of the Niners Sickness Podcast. How's everybody doing? Hope everyone is having a great time. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right. Had to fix something real quick. Welcome to the show, guys. Oh, man. I don't know what to say, man, other than losing sucks big time. It sucks that we lost. But it is what it is, man. It sucks that we lost. I hope I don't lose half of you as followers, but I'm going to keep it 100%. I've been hearing ever since we lost last night on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, and all these platforms. Fire Shanahan, fire Wilkes, fire this, fire that. Blaming this person, blaming that person. Listen, it sucks to lose. Okay? It sucks to lose. I am not arguing that by any means. It sucks to lose. But to start blaming people or blaming the coaching staff, blaming this player, blaming that player, I know that you guys are just trying to let your frustration out. You're trying to let your feelings out. It sucks to lose. We could have been champions. We're not. The Chiefs repeated. First and foremost, I just want to start with congratulating the Kansas City Chiefs for winning their 4th Super Bowl. 3 of them for Patrick Mahomes. He is definitely chasing Mr. Tom Brady. You can't hate him for it. You can't. It sucks that it happened against us, but it's hard to hate Patrick Mahomes for what he's doing But this is a 49er channel, so we're not going to talk about Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. I just want to let you guys know, man, that sucks. Losing sucks. I wish the Niners would have accomplished what they were set out to accomplish yesterday. I wish they would have won the Super Bowl, mostly for those young 49er fans that have never experienced a W in the Super Bowl, has never experienced what I experienced, winning 5 Super Bowls, watching the Lombardi Trophy being held by our quarterback, by our coaching staff, the parades in San Francisco. I understand that you guys have not had the opportunity to see that in your time as fans. And for you, my heart is broken. For you guys that want to see a 6th Lombardi Trophy, or for many of you guys, you just want to see the Niners win their first Super Bowl in your era. So I completely understand where you guys are coming from. So for that, it's heartbreaking. For that, within itself, it's heartbreaking. But there has to be a winner and there has to be a loser. And unfortunately for us, we were the losers in this game. But I am very proud of the San Francisco 49ers. I am proud of each and every one of them. I am proud of the coaching staff. They went out and put everything on the field. They went out and fought. Did they come short? Yes. Did the Chiefs play better? They won, didn't they? So obviously, yes. But I'm not going to take away the success of the 2023 season because we lost the Super Bowl. We finally have our quarterback. We went to the Super Bowl in 2012 with Kaepernick. We don't know what he was going to be, Alex Smith. Then we went to the Super Bowl in 2019 with Jimmy Garoppolo. He wasn't it. We went to the Super Bowl and played the Super Bowl yesterday with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy looks like he is going to definitely be the future of this organization. He's only going to develop as a better player. So we should be able to come back and stuff like this. Daniel Breeze Sports. Listen, you guys are entitled to your opinions, and I'll bring up your comments because you're entitled to your opinions. I'm not going to sit there and sit there and say that you shouldn't express how you feel. You should definitely express how you feel. What do I agree? No. But I understand your frustration. I understand that you're frustrated, you're angry, you're upset. We came this close, and yet we did not get it done. So I completely understand the frustration. So for me to sit there and say, hey, bro, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that, I am not going to do that to you guys. You guys are more than welcome to say what you want, long as it's appropriate on my channel. Am I going to agree with everything? Probably not. Are you guys going to agree with me? Probably not. But we all are going to express how we feel. The Niners played a great game to the best of their ability. The defense, which kind of struggled against the Packers and struggled mightily in the first half against Detroit, they came out and played a great game. The front four was putting pressure, was causing havoc. They were just messing up the things that Patrick Mahomes wanted to do. And they were able to get to the quarterback with just the front four. Our secondary did amazing. Jair Brown got an interception. Lenore played great. You didn't hear anything from Ward. That means it's a positive. Gibson played well. And I understand. I don't care if we played well or not. We lost. Well, that is the truth. We did lose. We did lose. But it doesn't take away the fact that these guys that went on the field played their ass off. It doesn't take away that these players played their ass off trying to win their sixth Lombardi trophy. Unfortunately, we came up short. We came up short. And I know many of you may want to put blame on certain aspects of the team, whether it's the offense, the defense, the linebackers, the whatever. And again, you're welcome to do so. I think the defense played very, very well. I think that the special teams made a mistake in that touching the ball, and then McLeod, instead of just falling on the ball, wanted to pick it up. And unfortunately, the Chiefs recovered, and they were able to score a touchdown off that mistake. It sucks. But the Niners defense kept the Chiefs to 3 points for a very long time. You put a defense in a bad position when you mess up in special teams on your end zone. You know, the defense did what they could. They got an interception, they forced a fumble, and they recovered. And let's be honest, Kansas City lost the ball like 3 or 4 times. But 3 of those they recovered. They got lucky. Luck was on the Chiefs' side because the defense forced the ball out from the Chiefs, or put pressure for the Chiefs to make mistakes. But the ball just happened to bounce their way, and the ball got to them, and they never recovered. So it sucks, man. It sucks. I wish I can come on here and tell you, let's fire Kyle, let's fire this, but I'm not that type of guy. It's Chris Hansen. It sucks that we lost Greenlaw to an Achilles injury. The guy was excited to go back on the field. He was hyped, he was pumped up, and he got hurt, unfortunately. And Burks is not Greenlaw. I'm not even going to say that Burks sucks. He is just not Greenlaw. We definitely missed Greenlaw when he got hurt. And they started to take advantage. When Greenlaw was out. They started to take advantage when Greenlaw was out. So it sucks. I'm bringing up the comments so that people can see the comments, but I'm going to acknowledge each and every one of you in a moment. But I appreciate everyone for stopping by. Please don't forget to hit the Debo and like the button. Please don't forget to Debo the like button and wipe your feet. Also, please don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, Dawn, my sis. Jason, Captain, my Uso brother. How you doing, brother? Welcome. Terradome, welcome. Let's see here. Tito Fernandez in the house. What's up, Tito? What's up, brother? Hey, guys, I have a question. I heard some rumors they didn't know the Super Bowl rules. You know what? That's exactly what it is at this point. Rumors, Tito. Be careful not to fall into all this nonsense of rumors, bro. Be careful you don't fall into this black hole that people call rumors, because unless we are flies on the wall of Kyle Shanahan in the meetings after the game, and we hear it from Kyle himself that they screwed up, I'm going to believe it's just a rumor. These guys are professionals. And if they did, I mean, it sucks. Even Tony Romo didn't know the new change of the rules. I don't know. I'm not defending Kyle, but I'm not blaming him either until we get more evidence of what really happened. But it's easy to blame when we lose. If we would have won, nobody would have cared about whether he messed up, did or did not know the rules of overtime. It's amplified when we lose, right? When you lose, it's amplified. And so therefore, people will begin to say this or that. So be careful not falling into the black hole of rumors, bro. Because it's an easy hole to fall upon. All right, let me go ahead and acknowledge everyone in the house, everyone here. Jimmy Perez, welcome. We got Daniel Burry Sports Highlights, welcome. We got, I believe this is Javier Rios in the house, welcome. We got King Mufasa, welcome. Chris Hansen, welcome, sir. We got Salad Bowl 831, welcome. Carlos, welcome. We got Don Dodson in the house, welcome. We got East Coast Red and Gold Podcast, welcome. Welcome to the channel. We got Terradome in the house, welcome Terradome. This year. We got my boy Uso, Jason Captain Niner in the house. Welcome. Tito Fernandez is in the house. Welcome. Let's see here. Who else is in here? We got Jedi in the house. Or does it say Jed? Let me bring it up. Hold on. Oh, yeah, Jedi, yeah. We got David Avila in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the show. What's up, my Niner family? My brother's sickness. Glad you are on today. Still sad about, but very proud of our team. They went all out. Love my Niners. 100% agree with you there, brother. What's up, David McNiner in the house? How you doing, sir? Welcome. Listen, it sucks to lose. It does. We wanted the Super Bowl. We wanted to win our sixth Lombardi, but the team played well. Well enough? No. But well to able to compete with the Chiefs. The Chiefs are a destiny team now. I mean, they won 3 in the last 5 years. 3 Super Bowls in the last 5 years. 2 Super Bowls back to back. The last time a team won it back to back was 19 years ago. There's no shame in losing a Super Bowl to Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. It sucks to lose the Super Bowl to them, but there's no shame. You went toe-to-toe with last year's defending champions, and you lost by 3 points in overtime. Brock Purdy did not throw no INTs in this game. At the end of the day, I'm not dismissing the loss. I am not dismissing the way that people feel, the feeling of devastation. We lost. It sucks. We came so close, and yet we're not able to punch it in. Guaranteed to make it to the Super Bowl again? There isn't any. It's hard to make it to the Super Bowl. But when you got a coaching staff like Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch as the GM, Jay York as an owner who opens up his paycheck to bring in players, an owner that it's okay to trade a number 1 pick that they gave up 3 number 1s trade him away for a fourth round and move on to a player that we got in the seventh round. That, my friend, takes balls. Some owners or coaches do not want to move on. They keep trying to make it work with a player. Even if the player doesn't work or cannot work in the system, they will try everything to do to make it work because they don't want to so-called be failures in that decision-making. The fact that the 49ers were, I know for those that love Trey Lance, you probably don't agree, but that's okay. The fact that the Niners moved on from Trey Lance after giving up 3 number ones to go with a better player in Brock Purdy takes balls. Kyle Shanahan to go to Jed York and tell him, man, I got a feeling that the number 3 guy is the best quarterback on the field. Now, some people want to call that arrogant, like, oh, he humbled himself and went up to Jed York and said, listen, we took Trey Lance. He's not working out. We like what we see in Brock. Let's move over to Brock. That takes balls, in my opinion. Instead of sticking with a mistake they made, they moved on and went with the kid they picked up in the 7th round. Brock Purdy, listen, people say, well, the Chiefs said what they said because they won the Super Bowl and they're happy. I don't give a toot ass about if they won or not. If you don't mean something, for the most part, people don't say what they don't mean. The fact that the defensive coordinator of the Chiefs made a statement about Brock Purdy, it was amazing. He didn't have to do that. He did not have to make that statement. He didn't have to give credit to Brock Purdy. He won the Super Bowl. He didn't have to say shit about anybody of the Niners. Just take the Super Bowl championship and move on. But he acknowledged Brock Purdy. This guy studies opposing quarterbacks. And he gives credit to Brock Purdy. That, my friend, should encourage you to be positive, knowing that we finally have a quarterback. The 49ers finally has a quarterback. We just got to continue to build around him. We got to protect them. So, yes, do we need to focus on the offensive line? Yes. Do we need to upgrade at right tackle? Yes. Am I pissed off that they let McClinchy go and put McKivitz there this year? No. I think McKivitz, for the money that he was paid, did good at right tackle, excuse me. Now, is he the answer? Absolutely not. Did he do okay for the money they paid him? I believe they did. Feliciano played well when Burford couldn't play. Now, they still need, in my opinion, to upgrade tackle and guard at the right side. Some people want a center. I am more concerned about the right tackle and right guard, but I wouldn't even be mad if they draft a tackle, put him at right guard, and keep McKivitz at left tackle next year as we develop our tackle. That's if they don't get a guard as well. We definitely need to protect Brock Purdy. I've been watching a lot of games, guys, and I don't know if you guys are going to agree with me or not. And I know this is obvious for all quarterbacks, right? It's like, duh. I understand you can give me that duh when I make this comment. If you block for Purdy and you give Purdy enough time to see what the defense is doing and allowing our runners to develop in their routes, wow. Brock Purdy can move the ball quickly. He's a quick decision maker. He reads the coverage quickly. Imagine giving this kid that played very well under duress more time to get rid of the ball. If it wasn't for a stupid coverage that they just let Chris Jones go free at the quarterback, I think Brock Purdy would have had a touchdown to either Deebo Samuel, or was it Ayuk, or Jawan Jennings. But because of the pressure, nobody blocked Chris Jones. That was an error, a miscommunication amongst the linemen. This is why I do want to upgrade the offensive line. We need to protect Brock Purdy. He's able to do things. What's up, Victor? Welcome to the channel, my friend. What Brock Purdy is able to do under duress is incredible. Imagine if he had time to deliver the ball, the damage he can do. The fact that the Chiefs said Brock Purdy has qualities of Drew Brees was amazing. That kid has qualities or reminds us of Drew Brees. That's a compliment for Brock Purdy. And I truly believe the Chiefs have no reason to compliment anybody on the Niners for no reason. The reason why they spoke about it is because they saw the impact that Brock Purdy was able to do in this game. Now, would they said the same thing if they would have lost? I don't know. Sometimes when you lose, you're pissed off. You don't want to say nothing. It's probably easier for them to say it with a win than say it with a loss. But nevertheless, it doesn't take away from the statement that Brock Purdy reminds them of qualities of Drew Brees. We got our quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're pissed off. I know we're hurt. I know we're frustrated. But please stop firing people. Let's fire Shanahan. You know how old that gets? I understand people said that Shanahan should have ran more. Or he should have did this. Should have, would have, could have. And I understand your frustrations. I understand your frustrations. And you're entitled to them. But Kyle Shanahan is one hell of a coach. We win games with Kyle. Has he won the big one? No. But that doesn't take away of him being a good coach. We have gone to 3 NFC championship games in a row. Okay? It is hard to get to the NFC championship. Ask the Cowboys how hard it is to get to the NFC championship game. But the Niners make it look easy. Other teams can't get there. Detroit made it this year for the first time since 1991 was the last time they made it to the NFC championship game. Again, the goal is not just to make it to the NFC championship. The goal is to make it to the Super Bowl and win. I agree there. But you can't or should not take away the great body of work the Niners have done in the process. since Kyle and John Lynch took over. The Niners have been to 2 Super Bowls and 4 NFC championship games. That's hard to do. Did we get the did we get the outcome that we wanted? Did we get the Super Bowl? No. It sucks. We didn't get the Super Bowl. But it doesn't take away, in my opinion, that I got to enjoy 12 wins in 2023. And it should have been 13, but they didn't beat the Rams at the end because they didn't need to. They had a great, they started slow against Detroit and the Packers, but they came back roaring and they won those games, and they started fast against the Chiefs. They just came short. We need to use a new talent like Alfredo Gutierrez. He is, bro, just because he's big doesn't mean he's good. Just because he's 6'9", 333 pounds doesn't mean he's going to be good. If he was good, he would have played this year. If he was good, he would have been already playing at that position. I am not saying he won't be good, but if he was good already, if he was better than Feliciano or Burford or better than McKivitz, believe me, he would have been in the offensive line. Size isn't everything. Do I like what I want Alfredo as a Latino to be successful and to be a cornerstone of our offensive line? Of course. But just because he's Latino, and I'm not saying you're bringing it up for that reason, but just because he's a Latino, I want him to be good. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese. If you're good, I want you on that offensive line. If you happen to be good and a Latino, for me as a Mexicano, it's even more of a blessing. But I want good players, not because they're 6'9". You know what I mean? But I appreciate your comment. Big Daddy Niners in the house. What's up, Beto? Kyle also needs to know how to control time when we are ahead. Listen, every coach has their flaws, okay? Every coach has their flaws. And yes, there are things that Kyle needs to learn and do better. But look at the flaws and look at the good things. Which one outweighs the other? Does he do much better things than bad things? Or does he do more bad things than good things? I think he does more better things than bad. Every coach has a flaw. Andy Reid has flaws. It took him, 15 years to 20 years to win a Super Bowl? You learn as you go. It sucks. It hurts that we lost. It does. It does hurt. I'm not trying to take away the sting, but I love football. They lost, but you know what? To me, they lost, but they played one hell of a game. They did not get their ass kicked. Some people says, I don't care if they lost by 1 point or 100 points. A loss is a loss. Well, I'm not going to argue with you. That's your opinion if you say that. But hell, do I agree with? I don't agree with that. Yes, at the end, a loss is a loss. But I don't want to get blown out. It's not like the Chiefs beat the crap out of us. They had their field day. It's not like we couldn't do nothing. We matched punch for punch. At the end, unfortunately for us, they gave us the bigger punch that knocked us out by winning the game. But we played one hell of a game. We did not get our butts kicked. Now, does that take away from being heartbroken? No. Does that take away from feeling the way we feel in this loss? No. But at least I know, and I can only speak for myself in this, that my squad gave it their best, just came short. What's up, Mr. Brown? How you doing, sir? It says, that what I've been pointing out all year. Nobody is giving out participation trophies. All this hula about Purdy being on a level of Montana, young Kyle has no clue how to coach. First and foremost, I hate telling people this person is going to be this person. Every quarterback, every position are unique. Montana was unique. Steve Young was unique. And Brock Purdy is unique in his own way. Now, I watched Montana when he first came into the Niners under Bill Walsh, third pick for Notre Dame. He played behind, I can't think of his name, the quarterback at the moment. I know who he is. It's just escaped my mind. I can't think of. Anyway, he went to Kansas City, and then Joe Montana kicked him out of Kansas City again. But my point is, Joe Montana struggled in the beginning of his career. And then he gave us a lot of hopes. Now, the difference between Montana and Brock is Montana won his first Super Bowl. So it is premature to say that Brock Purdy is Joe Montana or near Joe Montana. Joe Montana won his first Super Bowl. But Steve DeBerg, thank you, Mr. Brown. Yeah, Steve DeBerg. I don't know how it slipped my mind. Brock Purdy is becoming a great quarterback. He's learning. He's going to learn more. He's only going to get better. He's only going to get better. John Elway did not win his first Super Bowl. In fact, he lost a few of them, and then he won. There are quarterbacks out there that did not win their first Super Bowl and came back later on in their career and got a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is young. I understand this window is closing. I never agree with that. Listen, the window closing or opening is a bunch of hogwash for me. It's how you draft and how you develop. What's up, Christian? It is how you draft and how you develop. I don't boo me for this, don't hate me, but it's reality. The Rams were not supposed to be as good as they were. They weren't. The Rams were not supposed to be as good as they were. Are they great? No. They lost to Detroit. So they're not great. But were they good? They were good enough to make the playoffs. They drafted some key positions well. Puka Nacua, great receiver. Whether you hate the Rams or not, this kid is going to be special. And I'm going to remind you, he's going to be a thorn in our ass for years to come. Their defensive tackle, Turner, is going to be a beast. If the Niners go into this year's draft, 11 picks, let's say they hit on 4 out of the 11. If they hit on more, even better, guys. If they hit more, even better. But let's say they hit on 4 out of the 11, and they are immediately impacts to this team. How much? Now the window doesn't close. Let's say they get a receiver. That God forbid we lose Debo, this receiver can step in. Puka Nacua did. Let's say we get a tackle that God forbid Trent Williams gets hurt, and this tackle comes in and plays really, really well. So this whole window stuff is kind of, You just got to hit on the rookies. If you don't draft well, it's when you come into problems. And I know we lost Adam Peters to the Washington Commanders, but I think, this is my opinion, and my opinion only, I think John Lynch is the reason why we got the picks that we got. Not so much Adam Peters. We're going to find out, because Adam Peters is going to take players for the Commanders this year. He's going to make the sole decision. The coach is going to, put his input, but Adam Peters is going to make those decisions. We're going to see if these players that Adam Peters chooses work out really good for the Commanders, and then this year's draft choices do not work out for us that well, then we can, in a year from now, 2 years from now, we can say, oh shit, it was Adam Peters that made those picks. But right now, we don't know. But in 2 years, we're going to know. Because John Lynch is going to make the picks for us, and Adam Peters is going to make his picks for the Commanders. We're going to see the results in about 2 years. Beto, I am heartbroken and still am. I was so heartbroken last night, I didn't even say anything to my roommate when I entered the house last night. It was nothing against him. I was just hurt. And listen, I understand we came this close to winning the Super Bowl, and we lost it. I think this loss against the Chiefs yesterday was more devastating than the one against them in 2019. But nevertheless, it hurts, period. Our veterans have to do better on the offside and not get so. Yeah, well, one of the penalties, the holding penalty from Trent Williams, I did not watch it at the moment, but a friend of mine, Nathaniel, mentioned to me that he saw the play, and I re-seen it. If he did not hold the defender, he would have clearly went right at Brock Purdy. Now, we can be pissed off that it was a 10-yard penalty against Trent Williams for holding. But what happens if he doesn't hold and that player hits Brock and Brock doesn't get up? So I don't like holding. I don't like the calls, but I justify that call because Trent Williams didn't care about the 10 yards. He cared about protecting his quarterback. Now, the first one, but the second one, I do not blame Big Trent for holding. I would have been more pissed off at Trent Williams for not holding than holding if our quarterback would have got killed. And that guy was coming steam ahead directly at Brock. If you watch the replay, you'll see what I mean. I did part of it. I did not did the whole thing. They did the whole 24 hours. I was on there for maybe 4.5 hours. 4.5 hours to 5 hours with them. But they actually did the whole 24 hours. So credit to them for doing that. That's incredible. They were able to do that. Correct. It takes time to become great, folks. Need to understand that. You got to keep developing. Listen, guys, I know the Niners picked some players that were questionable in the draft. We took Solomon Thomas, wasn't good. We took Reuben Foster, didn't work out. It sucks that we took them. But this organization still took Fred Warner in the 3rd round. Since Fred Warner has been here, we have forgotten about Forrester. Haven't we? They took Kittle in the 5th round, Greenlaw in the 5th round, Hufanga in the 5th round or 6th round. Bosa, Debo, they took it in the second round. Have they missed on certain players? Absolutely. But if you look at the body of work of the players that have been effective in the draft to those that haven't, the good ones outweigh the bad ones. Yes, we did the Dante Pettis. What the hell we were thinking? And picking running backs in the third round is not a good idea for us. Now, I want to say this, and I want to be clear on this. Whether you agree with me or not, it is fine. Jake Moody, forget about where he was drafted. I know people get stuck on, he was taken in the third round. What the hell? You could have taken. I don't care where you're drafted, whether you're drafted high or low. Will you be productive? Will you be a game changer in our team is what matters to me, not exactly where you're drafted. Jake Moody, did he miss the extra point? Yes. But this kid in a Super Bowl kicked a 55-yarder, made it, kicked a 53-yarder, and made it. This kid will be great kicker for years to come. He was a rookie. People forget that. He made some mistakes along the way. He missed, I don't know how many kicks, but Justin, Tucker, the kicker for the Ravens, who was supposed to be the best kicker in the NFL, he missed, if not the same, more than Moody. Jake Moody will be fine at the kicker position. Our punter and our kicker are solid. Jake Moody's only getting more confidence. He's only going to get better with experience. People wanted Robbie Gould to come back and sign with the Niners and after the playoffs. We need to sign Robbie Gould. The Niners would not even attempt it, a 50-yarder with Robbie. Much less a 55. The fact that they kicked a 55 and Moody was able to do it, please give him credit where credit is due. This kid was a rookie. He will be fine. He'll be a great kicker for us for years to come. Don't worry about Jake Moody for those that are concerned that he missed some kicks. Purdy is now going to have his first full offseason and as an unquestioned starter. Now, yeah, this kid is the real deal. This kid is the real deal. He's only going to get better. Things that he made mistakes this year, he's going to work on not making it next year. We got our quarterback. Yes, we lost. It sucks that we lost. I would have loved to win the Super Bowl, of course. But we have a quarterback, ladies and gentlemen. We're not in limbo like before. We're not one of those teams, oh, Jimmy Garoppolo, is he going to do good? He's not going to do good. Oh, my goodness. C.J. Beathard's, the Nick Mullins trash, all these carousel of quarterbacks. Finally, the San Francisco have a solid quarterback. Now they got to draft a good backup quarterback with one of those 11 picks. Because Sam Darnold's not going to be here. Somebody out there that is desperate will give him a chance at quarterback. I hope he comes back as a backup, but I doubt it. But if we can draft a good backup to be behind Brock and push Brock, we should be in good hands with all State. No, just kidding. Beto, wow, that wasn't a good day yesterday. It wasn't. There's a lot to learn from, and the Niners will watch this tape painfully. Maybe they just scratch it and just start fresh next year. But you can take a lot of good things from this. The Niners Trent Williams isn't going anywhere for the next year or two. They got to find a better tackle and guard for the right side, which I believe they will address. If not in free agency, they'll address it. Most likely, they're going to address it in the draft because I can't imagine bringing in a tackle in free agency that plays really good at that position for a cheap price. I can't imagine that. So I can almost guarantee that offensive line is going to be taken care of during the draft. Now, I'm not saying the Niners won't bring a free agent, but they're not going to bring like this big top tackle or guard that is playing Pro Bowl style. They're not going to. They'll probably bring like a backup or someone just to compete for the player minimum. I can see that happen. I don't see them bringing in a Javon Hargrave tackle. The money for those guys are just too high. Matthew Navarro, welcome. Our window closes here, Beto. I just mentioned that earlier today about the window. It's the window. There is no window. You make your own windows. There is no window. No window closes. No window opens. How do you draft? How do you develop? Do you hit on draft picks or you don't? That is the key for me. If you hit on the right draft picks and they develop ahead of schedule for you, then you're good to go. If you miss on draft picks, that's when you find yourself in trouble. I'm not worried too much about windows, Matthew. I am more concerned on can we hit on draft picks. If we draft a tackle and that tackle kicks ass at right, let's say he comes in and we plan to keep McKivitz at right tackle, but this kid comes in and just starts kicking ass in training camp. They put him at right tackle. Now Brock Purdy has Big Trent and this new tackle. And let's say they draft a guard in the 4th or 5th round and he hits. Things start looking better for us. But the key thing is, will the draft picks hit or will they miss? That to me is where you are going to see the difference. The whole thing about, what's up, Eddie Woods? Welcome. About the window, I'm not a big window guy. I'm more about development and drafting the right players and developing and hitting. Puka Nacua is going to be a, yes, I know I'm bringing up the Rams. He happens to play for that team. So I like the kid. This kid is special. And I think they picked him in the 5th round, if I'm not mistaken. Imagine we get a receiver that plays like that. Or imagine we get a corner in the 3rd or 4th round that is just a shutdown corner. Dramatically, things change for us. So the whole window thing, I'm not a big fan of. Can you draft well? And can you develop? And are you lucky enough to hit on some of those picks? That, look at Brock Purdy. If I told you, and keep it 100, okay? If I told you guys, Brock Purdy, who was taken in the last pick of the 7th round, if I told you that he was going to play the following year, let's say he never came in the first year, and his first year as a starter was going to take us to the Super Bowl, you will laugh at me until you farted. If I told you Brock Purdy in his first year as a quarterback would take us to the Super Bowl, you would think I am nuts. And rightfully so. He was a 7th round pick, but the Niners got lucky with that pick because, and what I mean by luck is they picked a player that was good and it just fell through the cracks for whatever reason. If we draft that way and we hit Kittle, the only reason why Kittle was drafted by us is because we were scouting C.J. Beathard. They were looking at C.J. Beathard, and they happened to see Kittle, and they took a flyer on Kittle with the 5th round. They're like, we'll take him in the 5th round. If he works out, great. If not, All-Pro, Pro Bowler. They got lucky. They got lucky with Fred Warner in the 3rd round. They got lucky with Dre Greenlaw in the 5th round or 6th round. You got to draft well, and you got to hit with your draft picks if you want to keep playing well. So to me, it's not too much live in KC, I meant. Okay. Kinlaw hasn't done much. He did great yesterday. Kinlaw, since becoming a backup and taking the pressure off of himself as a starter, and most importantly, truly being healthy, this kid is a beast. Now I see why they drafted him. The problem with Kinlaw is he's always been hurt, and the pressure of being that guy to replace DeForest Buckner probably got to him. But now he got well. The pressure's off of him. Hargrave is the starter. He has come in and played well. We're probably going to lose him. And I wish him well, and I wish he gets paid. But if we're able to keep him, I would not be mad. If we got to keep him for another year or two, I wouldn't be mad whatsoever. Yep. It will take some time to get over this one. But my boys showed up, forever faithful. Absolutely. Listen, it sucked when we lost in 2019. And 2020 was hard because of COVID. But I'm pretty sure you guys were cheering in 2021. I'm pretty sure you were fired up for games in 2021. And I'm pretty sure you guys were fired up for games in 2022 and 2023. This shall pass, but it's going to take time. Like, unfortunately, it doesn't show me your name, Facebook user. Please make your way over to YouTube so it can identify your name so that I can properly address you or credit you by name or add your name at the end of your comment, my friend. We should have kept Robbie, no missed field goals in his career. Yeah, but guess what, Eddie? That 53 and that 55, Robbie would have not made in the Super Bowl. He wouldn't have made that. They wouldn't even attempt it. Maybe the 53 they would have attempted, which I doubt. But a 55-yarder, absolutely not. Jake Moody is going to be fine. He's going to be fine. We don't need Mr. Robbie Gold any longer. Moody was a hit yesterday. 55 and 53 yards shows he will just be fine. And this is guy right here, our friend Eric. He's not even a Niner fan. He's a Seahawks fan. And he understands that Moody's going to be fine. And he will be. Under all that pressure in a Super Bowl, he makes a 55 and a 53. And it would have been the longest if the idiot for the damn Chiefs didn't make that 57. They couldn't even give us that. Pinchy Chiefs. They take the trophy and they take the credit of a 57 over a 55-yarder. Biatches? No, I'm just kidding. Since Greenlaw possibly hurt his Achilles, I bet he'll be out through training camp and through next year. We don't know, bro. Let's not speculate. We don't know. Everybody thought in their mamas that Brock Purdy was not going to play this year. A lot of people said, oh, Brock Purdy is not going to play this year. With that, that injury to his throwing arm, if he does play, he's not going to play into, half of the season. He might not. And if he does play, he's not going to be good, or he might not even play at all. None of that was true. He played day one, and he took us all the way to the Super Bowl. Let's just go with the process. Let's see how Greenlaw rehabs, and hopefully we'll have him sooner rather than later. But these young linebackers that we drafted last year, this is their opportunity to showcase what they can do if indeed Greenlaw is a no-go in training camp. What's up, Mark? Weaver in the house. How you doing, sir? Welcome. A name to keep an eye on is Penix Jr., the quarterback. The quarterback, right? Where he'll be drafted, I don't know. But I don't think the Niners are going to draft a quarterback that high. I think they'll take a quarterback in the 6th, 5th round, just because their purpose of taking a quarterback, if not even bringing an undrafted free agent to compete in training camp to see if they can get a backup, because that's the only thing they want is a backup quarterback. Not somebody to compete with Brock, not somebody that might do better than Brock, someone to back up Brock. So I don't see them taking a quarterback a 3rd or 4th. And I think this kid is going to go no later than a 3rd or 4th, in my opinion. If we pay Brock Purdy a lot of money, which will eventually, we will lose some. Bro, he's under contract. Let's not worry about that right now. Let's not worry about that. He's not under contract. He's under contract. Excuse me. They're not even going to talk about his contract this offseason. We're going to play 2024, and Brock Purdy's going to be under the same contract. Let's deal with that bridge once we get there and cross it. Or let's cross that bridge once we get there. Let's not worry about it today, Christian. Brock is under contract. The concern this offseason is going to be Brandon Ayuk. How much money is he going to want? And are the Niners going to pay it? Now, the Niners have a great track record on paying the players they love. Okay? So, for whatever reason, Brandon Ayuk doesn't get paid until early August or late August. Do not panic. Do not panic, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my God, is Brock Purdy is Brandon Ayuk gonna leave? The Niners have a great track record on re-signing the players they love and covet. They did it with Kittle, Fred Warner, Deebo Samuel, Nick Bosa. They pay the players they love. Trust me, Brandon Ayuk will be a 49er for years to come. Even if August comes around and he's not there yet, I don't care. He will get signed. So let's not worry about Brock Purdy. Not saying that you guys are, but in case you thought like, man, because I seen it with Deebo. Deebo wanted to be traded. Deebo this. And where's Deebo at? Here with us. People thought that Nick Bosa was going to ask for too much, which he did. And what did the Niners do? Paid him. The Niners have a great track record. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan have a great track record in signing those they love. So hold on to that when it becomes worry about Brandon Ayuk late July, early August, or middle of August, and he's still not re-signed. They'll sign him. Man, we need some backup linebackers. Now, Eddie, we have two linebackers that I like very, very much that we drafted last year. They are developing. Fred Warner has said that one of them is already eager and trying to push them out of the way. But Fred Warner's like, hey, young man, no. This is my time and Greenlaw's time. Your time will come. I think the backup linebacker, I can't think of their names right now for the life of me, so I don't want to even screw it up. But the linebackers that we took look like they're going to be fine. Now, can we look at another linebacker? Of course. But I'm good with the linebackers that we took. These linebackers are great. This might be a rematch in the Super Bowl next year. Let's get to the playoffs, my friend, and let's get to the Super Bowl. I'm a big guy, literally, but I'm a big guy in believing in one game at a time. Let's handle business in the opener. Let's handle business each and every game. A lot of factors can take place. Injuries can happen. Things can happen that can derail a season for a team. 2019, we lose. What kind of mantra did we start? The revenge tour, right? And we got our ass floored by COVID and injuries in 2020. We were all about revenge. We're going to be back next year. And 2020 came around with the injuries and COVID, and everything went for shit. Once we're in the playoffs, then we can talk about a rematch. But let's get to the playoffs first. But I love your excitement, Eddie. Bring that energy. I love your energy. Keep bringing that energy, my friend. Absolutely. Javier Rios. I still haven't seen the post interviews. This loss was terrible. Offense played bad. Did they, though? Are being the Niners... They didn't play well enough. I'll give you that. The offense did not play well enough. But did they really play bad? I don't think so. That defense of the Chiefs is no joke. Their D tackle, Chris Jones, was a one-man destructive machine. He interrupted this game a lot. This kid was a force to be or to block against. Their corners and McDuffie and Snead, great corners. They played well in their secondary. They covered well. So did we play our best offensive? No. But I don't think we played bad either. But that's just my opinion. Victor says, how does the window close when you have a good, if not great, quarterback? The Niners now can focus on building around him, and most of the core players are coming. Absolutely correct, Victor. And that's what I was saying earlier. I'm not a big guy when it comes to windows. You bring in, you regroup your players you have on the roster, you supplement through free agency, and then you rebuild through the draft for now and the future, and you have an established quarterback. When you don't have an established quarterback, shit can get crazy and get crazy fast. You can be like this, a roller coaster, up and down. We have finally established that we have a great quarterback. So I am 100% agreed with Victor McDaniel on this. we are going to be fine at quarterback. So I'm not worried about that. And then people are like, well, when Brock Purdy gets paid, he's under contract. He's not going to even be, they're not even going to talk to him about money this offseason. Let's worry about that bridge when we cross it. Let's just enjoy the process now. I know, and I say enjoy when we lost yesterday, so maybe it's too early to say enjoy, but you know what I mean. What's up, Ross? Welcome, brother. We need to re-sign Azeez Al-Shaair at linebacker. Now, this is the question. He needs to be cut by Tennessee first. Did he sign a 1-year deal with Tennessee, or did he sign multiple years? I don't know that. If he signed a 1 year, I can see him coming back. Absolutely. But I don't know. Maybe you can let me know, Ross. Did he sign a 1 year with Tennessee, or did he sign multiple years? Because if he did, whether we want him back or not, we can't have him. But let me know. Defense played great yesterday. They were gassed during overtime. Yeah. So were the Chiefs. But that guy, Chris Jones, holy crap. He was a monster. They were, okay, I don't blame them for that. Offense never showed up. The offense, well, like I said, they were not great. They weren't bad. But a lot of it had to do with the coverage of the Chiefs and the backside, and that one wrecking ball they call Chris Jones in the middle. Because when Brock Purdy didn't throw well, he had him in his face. So, it's hard to throw a nice ball when a big boy like him is in front of your face. What's up, Jay Madden? Welcome to the channel, my friend. Look who it is. John Jay, my brother from a different mother. Niners Ultimate Report in the house. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. How are you feeling today after that tough loss? Listen, guys, you guys may hate me for this. I feel bad, but I don't feel bad for myself. I don't. I understand. I've been watching football for too many years to allow football to devastate me or depress me. None of that. My life. Listen, I woke up this morning with air in my lungs, with a roof over my head and a healthy family. I am blessed. But I am sad for the young 49er fans that have never witnessed a Super Bowl win during their time. So I am sad for them. It sucks that we lost. I wish I was having a live today and we're talking about our 6th ring and we're talking about, all this. Who was the MVP? But it is what it is. Now I'm over it. You're like, what? I'm over it. Because, listen, guys, let's be honest. No matter how I feel and for how long I feel, it's not going to change the outcome. Niners lost, Chiefs won. The faster I move on, the better for me. Otherwise, I'm going to sit there all, people like to say depressed and devastated. For what? It's not going to, it doesn't mean, just because you move on quick does not mean you're not a real Niner fan. Or if you are depressed or devastated for 2 months, it doesn't make people better Niner fans. Everybody deals with loss differently. I represent the 49ers on my hand, right here, and then right here. So whether I wear jerseys, T-shirts, hats, or anything that has to do with the Niners, it doesn't matter because I represent them 24/7, 365 days a year. So, we lost yesterday, right? I can take off all the jerseys and the hats and my chain, my 49er. I can take all that off, but I can't hide this unless I wear gloves and I wear long sleeves. I'm always representing my San Francisco 49ers through the good and through the bad. And I agree with Jason. The Niners are not getting him. 100% agree. Let's see here. People saying hi to each other. Great. They can't talk contracts under the rules. That's another. Yep, that is a very good point there too, Jason. I just said they're not going to talk contract, but they can't. So that's even more direct. They can't. So most definitely they're not. Hola, 49 Faithfully Pod. How are you doing? Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. In spite of the loss, man, it sucks to lose, but we are a great team. We will be back, and we'll eventually we're going to get our 6th Lombardi trophy. Eventually, we're going to hit it. Hold on. Hold on, guys. All right. I was just reminded that I got to take care of some things. And I love talking football. I love talking to you guys. You guys are amazing. Listen, it sucks that we lost. It does. It sucks that we lost. It sucks that we did not get our 6th Lombardi, but we have our quarterback. We're bringing the most of the core back this year. Let's maybe bring someone through free agency that can help, and let's draft well. And let's have a great 2024. We got our quarterback. We got 2 good receivers. We got a tight end, a running back. We fix our offensive line woes, and we get to protect much better next year. Who's going to stop us? And then I'll leave you with this. I'll leave you guys with this. He's been hurt a lot. So, okay, he's not like, oh my God. But Joey Bosa, Nick Bosa's brother, will be cut by the Chargers. They're not going to pay him his contract. And they will not be able to trade him because ain't nobody going to take a chance on a player that gets hurt, unfortunately, that amount of money. So I believe that Joey Bosa will get cut. And I do believe the 49ers can sign him for 1 year so that he can play along with his brother, Nick. And we can have the Bosa brothers. That's a realistic thing this offseason. And knowing Joey, he probably will take less to play with his brother and do it like a prove-it year. Like have a great year under Chris Kasarik and next to his brother. And then next year, a team can pay him what he's worth wherever he goes. So that is a possibility that Joey will be cut and Joey will come and play for the Niners for 1 year at a player discount because he'll have the opportunity to play with his brother. All right, I just want to acknowledge real quick before I go, Red Jet Shell, how you doing, girl? I want to acknowledge Andrew Martinez for popping in. How you doing, Andrew? I got to go. I've been on here. I was supposed to be on here for only 35 minutes, and it's been an hour and 20 minutes, so I got to move on. Love you guys. Stay safe. My heart is broken for you guys. This loss was terrible. Mourn your loss. Take as long as you need to get over this. But remember, our future is bright. We will become a champion sooner rather than later. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be last night. All right, guys, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed already, and let people know about my channel. If you are in 49er groups, please let people know, hey, check out my friend's podcast on YouTube under Niner Sickness Podcast. I would appreciate it. God bless everyone. Peace and take care. Let's go Niners. Faithful always, no matter what. Peace.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,